Warrior with the hands, that's what I'm all about. Hunger in my eyes, vengeance in my mouth. You don't want no altercation. Situation gon' get critical. It's best when you be easy. The end gon' be biblical. Look, flow like a river. It's something like a miracle. Royalty in my veins, loyalty in my veins. They back in every breath. Plus revenge in my heart. The truth in every word. Bring light into the dark. And I ain't never lukewarm. Shit, I blaze in any season. Got plenty food for thought. Just gotta watch who I'm feeding. Now they walking with them angels. So I guess I got this pistol for no reason. Niggas barely breathing, criticizing all my achievements. Won't make me weak. Nah, it won't make me slack off. These niggas baby that's all. Better bear witness or back off. I be ripping shit like sex off. Dumb dogs all bucked out. Behind me say I cut full. No room for emotion. So I pour my heart out. This road hard, but I intend to stay. And if it ain't U.P.K, then they in the way. My niggas righteous. They real, they down to something. Flow so deep, they drown a motherfucker. He say he in the truth, oh yeah? Well, it's the home. And I don't hate them brothers, I'm just too loyal to my own. Plus what they believe, hard for me to follow. No right, me no head. And I ain't leaving this body to live and sleep in hollow. So when they ask I'm U.P.K, tell them absolutely. And I ain't trimming my ways for nothing. Gotta execute me. Cause I can never die with my tail tucked between my legs. Shit, I be thinking. Watching my daughters tucked in their bed. They so smart. And Alana, she's so beautiful. But they ain't like other babies. And they dead and pop from usual. Now I'm missing cause I'm about my father's business. It ain't about the shit I used to do in that 98 Navy. The tan never cease. See, without wisdom, this world make you weak. I found out that the truth was spitting. The lies are sweet. Tried everything. I guess me and YAHANNA had to meet. Now I make the blind see. And I make the dead speak. And teach both my little girls the day that they lie with a man. They better bring the bloody band sheets. Chaos match the time. This Glock match my handpiece. And I ain't trying to take him out, but I will defend this house. Or take a check. 144 in that black trench on some hitman shit. Should call me 47. Praying for Armageddon. Me and my soldiers dressed for the wedding. Fuck the fame. Ask why tell them I'm loyal to the king. To the righteous way. Loyal to the king. I walk that straight lane to break the chain. Loyal to the king. The devil say half, but get some loyal to the king. Bring the high, but you can say loyal to the king. To the righteous way. Loyal to the king. I walk that straight lane to break the chain. Loyal to the king. The devil say half, but get some loyal to the king. Bring the high, but you can say loyal to the king.
Shalom, Israel. We are I.S.U.P.K out of 1 West 125th Street, New York, under Commanding General YAHANNA. Tonight is our Hebrew class, our Lasha 1 Qadash, which is really the Holy Tongue. All right, and tonight we're going to continue, what we have been doing in teaching our people to understand their language, their customs, and their heritage. So more or less, we are the I.S.U.P.K out of 1 West 125th Street, New York, under Commanding General YAHANNA. We have been teaching this truth that the so-called blacks, so-called Hispanics, so-called Native Indian man, that we are the 12 lost tribes of the nation of Israel. Right? We are the real Jews, not the fake Jews, like who are in Israel now. They are the fake Jews. Okay, they are not under the curses and under the bondage. They have not lost their heritage, they haven't lost their language, they haven't lost their customs, they haven't lost anything. And the scriptures through prophecy show that if we leave the Most High, we'll end up under these curses. So tonight is our Lasha 1 Qadash. Lasha 1 Qadash. Right, which means holy tongue. Right, it's holy tongue. In the English. So tonight, we're going to continue. Okay. Good. So tonight we're going to continue with my brother, Officer Tazo War, who did a great job last week in holding on the class. So we have been doing for the past couple classes engaging in the numbers or the numbering system. We started from 1, go right back up, I should say, to the 20s, then going to the 30s, the 10s, then going to the 100s, and now we're going into the 1000s. So we're just going to follow up with that, and then also follow up with some other stuff. We also like to always recap the Hebrew alphabet, because without the Hebrew alphabet, you wouldn't be able to piece together and to be able to understand some of the format of the Hebrew language. So we start with the basics, as with anything else. Once that is done, from there you can be able to move on to anything else. So it's a necessity, it's important for us to be able to grasp the concept of the alphabet. So this here, right. So as you know, Hebrew is written from the right to the left, English is written from left to right. So we go with the Hebrew alphabet. They should be there correct. So we have, this is in the ancient Hebrew script. So the R, God. So we have here written the Hebrew alphabet in the ancient. We're also going to write it in the Assyrian, but we're just going to get this basically. This is the building block for our language. So we have it ba, ga, da, ha, wa, za, ka, ta, ya, kala, ma, na, sa, I, pa, ta, za, kwa, ra, sha, fa. Building blocks in the entire aspect of the Hebrew language. So we need to get this intact. We need to always be clear and understand and know these letters. So what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to write in the R, ba, ya. So this is the Hebrew alphabet. Give you all a few minutes to take it down. It's A, Ba, Ga, Da, Ha, Wa, Za, Ka, Ta, Ya, Ka, La, Ma, Na, Sa, I, Pa, Ta, Za, Kwa, Ra, Sha, and Fa. So we'll give you all a few minutes, get that down pat, and we'll be able to function. So as I said earlier on, tonight we're gonna just kind of run back through briefly again the numbering system. We're gonna go through briefly run through from 1 to 10, and those are again the building blocks that we use for all the numerals from tens, hundreds, thousands, go right up. So I think from the last session, last class, we stopped at the hundreds. But as you know, 100 is ma'a. So we should be able to get this down here now. So now that we have alphabet covered, run through one last time. A, ba, ga, da, ha, wa, za, ka, ta, ya, ka, la, ma, na, sa, I, pa, ta, za, kwa, ra, sha, ta. And you can be able to get all the information you need. Just go on our handles, ISUPK.com, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, all the handles. You need to go onto I.S.U.P.K, get all our classes. We have from the Monday, we have the Guerrilla Commanding General YAHANNA.
Shalom, Cancer.
Yeah. Yes, that. We have the Guerrilla Commanding General YAHANNA. We have the scripture breakdown with General Mahaiman. All right, General Mahaiman, scripture breakdown, General YAHANNA, the grill. Tuesday for the local classes, I should say for the same Monday, we have Officer Makakobal, which hold on the history class on the Mondays. And then also we have Tuesdays, Officer Sawapiala. We have the brotherhood class on Wednesdays, Officer Makwaya. Hell of a law class he just put on. We have Thursdays where we have General Mahaiman again with the scripture breakdown classes. And on Friday, we have the Lashawan Qadash done by myself like tonight. We also have other brothers who also do Lashawan Qadash in all the other schools, right? As well as we have the Sabbath service on Saturdays, also hosted at times by myself as well as other brothers in the school. And that is the Sabbath day is one of our high holy days, right? We're supposed to keep that continuous. Our Sabbath is our day of rest. We had our last feast, which was last night, which was the memorial blowing of trumpets. And the memorial blowing of trumpets, it was, what can I describe it? Having that brotherhood together, having your brothers coming together and to be able to bond is probably one of the greatest things in the I.S.U.P.K. Without brotherhood, we have nothing. And brotherhood is where it's at in the I.S.U.P.K. under commanding General YAHANNA. So what we're going to do here right now, now we have this lock. We're just going to go back into understanding and getting the Hebrew down in relation to the numbers. So, what I'm going to do, I'm going to get down the basics. As with any building block, you have the basics. For the numbering system, we have the basics from 1 to 10, and everything is built from that. So we have the regular, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we're going to do right down from 1 to 10, and from there we'll be able to springboard into any area that we want. So number 1 is Akkad. Number 2 is Shania. Three is Shalash. 4 is Arabai. 5 is Kamash, pronounced Kamash. 6 is Shashar. 7 is Shamawan. Shalakia. Shamawan. Shamawana. Shamawana. And 8. Oh, Salakia. I'm actually writing number 8, where number 7 is. So, number 7 is Shabai. Number 8 is Shamawana. 9 is Tashai. And number 10 is Aishara. This is how we have it here. Number 1 is a card. Each. Number 1 is a card. 2 is Shanya. 3 is Shalash. 4 is Arabai. 5 is Kamash. 6 is Shashab. 7 is Shabai. 8 is Shamawana. 9 is Fashai. And 10 is I.S.U.P.K. I'm just going to jot it out quickly. The Hebrew, so if you're pronouncing it, is because we have remembered we revisited the Hebrew alphabet. So now, every time you get a refresher in the alphabet, you will be able, when you see a word, to be able to write it in the Hebrew. Understand? So we have a card. A card. A card. Always remember your connectors. 2 is Shanya. Sha. So we have Shanya. So Shanya. 3, Shalash. Sha. Then we have La. And we have Sha. Or it's Shalash. Then we have 4, Arabai. Ra. Ba. I. But Arabai. 5, Kamash. Ha. Ma. Sha. The Ma, the Sha is connected, so it's Kamash. 4, that's like here. 6, Shasha. Sha. Sha. 7, Shabai. Ba. I. Shabai. Now we have 8, Shamawan. So it's like that. Shamawana. So it's Shamawana. The Ha, 8 over the Ha, so we have each. So it's Sha, Ma, Ba, Na, Sha, Ma, Wa, Na. Hope you're able to see it properly on YouTube. And we have, coming up, we have 9. I'll write 9 in a different color, so you see that a little better. Fashai. Fa, Sha, I. We have 10, which is I.S.U.P.K. I.S.U.P.K. Right. I.S.U.P.K. I.S.U.P.K. So there we have it. We have Again, from 1 to 10. Right, some black should be more visible. Those online. SHALAM. So I'm going to give you all a moment to take that down, get that locked in. So get this done here.
Any man give his life for YAHANNA Christ and fall upon that I.S.U.P.K banner. It's my brother and my brother, and I will die and kill for him if necessary.
So we have 1 to 10, so we have an idea of what we're looking at when we're moving forward. So now, let's look at the 10s. So let's quick refresher again as we go into these last sections here. We have 1 to 10. From 1 to 10, you go into your 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, go right up to 100 again. So 100 is Ma'ah. $100. Now, they say 200 in the Hebrew. So writing 100 in Hebrew first is Ma'ah. That's 100. Alright? So we look in here now to write 200. So 200 is Ma'ayam. This is 200. So it's 100 and 100. Plural twice, Ma'ayam. So we get 200. Now moving on from here, when you go into 300. continue the process of having the main number, which is Shalash in this case. So it's Shalash Yam. So that's it. Shalash Ma'ayam. Because Ma'ayam will give it the context in terms of it being in the hundreds. Shalash Ma'ah. What I'm going to do is going to put up our blue letter Bible. So we have the app where you to get in the scriptures the translation of the Hebrew into the English. So here we're going to pull up 300. So 300. So 300 is Shalash Ma'ah. Now that's how they have it they have it as in the so-called Jewish man's language or pronunciation, because we have no E and E. So they have it as Shalash Me'ah, which is totally false, totally wrong from what we're supposed to have. So if you see it, maybe a little bit difficult to see because of the screen size, but 300 is Shalash Ma'ah. So then we go on to what? 400. So 400 would be Arabai. Ma'ah. So then you will see the pattern being developed. So you have 300, 400, and you keep on going 500, come right back down to what again? So you come to 900, 999. Then you go over to the next part of the numbers, which is 1000. So 1000 is It's correct. It's Allah. So Allah is 1,000. So if you want to say 2,000, you're saying Allah. Young. So you see the context there? Just like we did with 100, 200, 1,000. So 2,000 is really Allah twice. Two thousand. So now we have 2,000. We want now 3,000. So it's Shania Allah. So then for another one, let me say 7,000. Same process. Shabai. Allah. So you see the process here. So this is 7,000. And it's the basic building block. Now to write Allah in the Hebrew, use a different color. It's A, Da, Ha. Or in this case, Allah, connector. So let's check the blue again. Let's see, let's look for 3,000 or 5,000. In this case, you see, look for 6,000. time. Yes, we have it here. So this is Genesis 1, till like in Numbers 1:21. It says, those that were numbered of them, even the tribe of Reuben, were 46,500. So this is basically given a number of people and time of the tribe of Reuben. So it's Shasha Allah, 6,000. The 7,000, same thing, Shabbai Allah. Now what you're going to do is write this number that was given in Genesis 1:21, which really give a backdrop of the combination of all that we have learned. So this is from Numbers 1:21. So the number we're going to write is, in this portion there was the number in tribe of Reuben. So the number was 46,500. So it was 40. So 40 is what? 4 is what? Arabai. So 40 would be Arabayam. So another pen, a marker. So the number we're going to write is Sonobeta. Right. So we're talking about this. The number is 46,500. This is the number we're going to write. So we use this. $46,500. For the scripture, this is in Numbers 1:21, number in tribe of Reuben. So writing 46,500. Remember, it's written in. It's going to be in sections. So that's how the scripture have it. Is 40. So 40 in Hebrew is Arabayam. Arabayam. So this is 40. So it's 40 and 6,000. So 6 is Shasha. remember 1,000 is a lot. And 500 is kamash ma'a. So here we have now 40 and 6,500. In essence, it's saying 46,500. Now, writing this now in Hebrew is where it is now. So, I'm writing from left to right. So, we're going to use, I'll bring this down. So, 40 is Arabian. So, it's oh, this one I'm going to put this one aside. So, Ra, Bai, Yam. Arabian, Shalap, Sha'alap, Sha, Sha, Lap, 500. Kamash, Ka, Ma. That's 100. That's Kamashama, Ma'a. So this is this Ma'a. Ma'a. Yes, Ha. Ma'a. Let's double check it and make sure I'm putting in context. This is Ma. That's right. Right, so that's it. So this here is 40, 6,500. I'll give you a chance to jot that down. Get that in the box.
game, nigga. Straight out of one west, no contest. We the best in the niggas was living, trying to continue with the stress. Going through the test, no access. Federal oppressing slaves. Niggas is dying off in waves. Living in dirt, now it's a grave. Niggas cross talking through the cross talking through the white chalk. Over the bodies of roads that you made. Americans killing us, saying they fearing us with the drugs in the hood. Now my niggas delirious with a gun in my face. All because of my race, click, boom, blast. That's a skill to murder my ass. Like a chick to the slaughter, I'm beating harder and harder. Baptized with these words, never dipping in water. So now we pray to the Father. Big strip to the Father that's looking for the marauder. That's fucking taking our daughters, nigga. It's wartime. Lights up, nigga, showtime. Got the green light on that ass, yeah, go time. Either move up, shut up, or get your ass up. Cause we ain't got time to be playing. It's all fucked up America. Heaven for the thief, hell for the slave. Reaping what you sow, you didn't give it back. What you gave for what claims like you try to imitate. You was always fake America. Every city, state, this is your fate. Whoa, 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 to America. 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 Timeline, giving them up to expose to get you to lose by. Past time, it's a minute, past time, oh, we get it, deep, we crash fine, can't simple, you feel it, that's your last line, you'll confuse a bad mind, damn straight, that's the exact language, that your ass fried, moms from the sky, rich devil lullaby, giving it a fly, hope you got an alibi, moms from the sky, rich devil lullaby, never misses high, you see him from the parking lot, giving it a fall out, devils from the fallout, all out warfare, nightmares, in the big house, he's murdered us for years, and thinking shit won't turn around, I never learned that these motherfucking birds sound, yeah, look at streets, told them no riches, no all of you ain't bring hope to this beast. Time when we play for keeps. I pray to my Father, bring hope to this beast. Remember the times we hung on the trees. All of you nations bow down to your knees. Remember the ships that they brought us in fleets. Fuck the apocalypse and bring them the heat. Whoa, 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 to America. Whoa, whoa, to America. Whoa, 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 to America. Whoa, 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 to America.
God is going to destroy this empire, man. You got to see famine in this place. You think them fires in California is bad? That's just the beginning of what the Lord is about to do. Because you've been evil to the Lord's people. You've been wicked to the Most High's children, man. You've been destructive to the 12 tribes of Israel. Let me tell you something, black man. You got to put on your strength now, man. Put back on your strength and might, black man, because your day is coming. Your day is coming because the Lord is going to bring
Right, so I hope you all have this typical example of how the number structure system is organized. So the number we used again was 46,500. How the scriptures have it, I have it as 40 and 6,500. In the Hebrew is Arabayam, Sheshach Alap, Kamash, Ma'ah. That was it. It simply says 46,500 men. That was in Numbers 1 and 21. That was stating the amount of men in the tribe of Reuben at the time. So from this now, we're just gonna switch it up a little bit. And we're gonna go into some stuff. Not just stuff, but we're gonna go into some practical stuff in terms of the stuff we use every day, right? Utensils. So I'm just going to run through a few utensil items, and some of the stuff that we would use on an everyday basis, you know, like a spoon, a bowl. So you have the hang of knowing how to name these things or know what these things are in our Hebrew language. So, utensils. One of the most common utensils that we use is a spoon. how do you say spoon in Hebrew? Very simple. Now, a spoon is used to dip stuff on your mouth. Yeah, basically dip out to eat. Some person uses to scrape, clean stuff. But a spoon in Hebrew is kap. So, a spoon or kap in the ancient Hebrew, it really signifies, the palm of a hand. Hand. So, if you look at how your hand is formed, you can use your hand to eat. You dip, you scoop stuff up. Hold your arm like this, you can drink. You can take up stuff to eat. So that is it in the ancient Hebrew. So if you look and in the how to write it in the actual Hebrew, it's ka or ka, pa. That is spoon. This is the ancient Hebrew here. I'm writing in Assyrian as well. So in Assyrian, it's this. As in the Assyrian. The ka or a pa. In this case, the connector joins with cup. So that's spoon. Another also very familiar or very much used utensil is a bowl. Both of them go hand in hand together. So bowl in Hebrew is mazarak. Mazarak. A bowl is the word mazarak is mean or is pertaining to scattering. So we use this pertaining to scattering. So just imagine like you have a farmer. You have a bowl with some seed, and you take dip, scatter the seed, take some more, throw out. So this bowl or bucket or pan, in this case, mazaka, this would represent a bowl in the ancient Hebrew. What would be written in the ancient Hebrew? We don't have marker here. Again, it's mazaka, mazarak. So, za, ra, and ka. It's mazarak. So, mazak, mazarak. So that's bowl and spoon. Probably just do one more. You have your bowl, you have your spoon. Another one, or famous one we use, is not necessarily a utensil per se, but it's something that we use to cook with, or cook food on. That is an oven. You bake stuff. An oven is on a wall. Now, wall. The wa and the ra is connected. Now, on a wall is really connected, is really pertaining to what we call a fire pit. In ancient time, you probably dig a hole, throw in your wood, and that would be burning. And because it's down in the hole, it creates a kind of insulation. Earth gives that insulation, just like how we would have, even here in Trinidad and Tobago, we have something we call dirt ovens. And these dirt ovens would be like hollowed out areas in, or I should say, mound, dig out a hole, and you form it like an old school oven, almost like how a furnace might be. So if you could gain a picture, so it would be something like this. It would be, you would take clay, you can something like a mold like this on a table, and you have like a little door, and the inside would be hollow, and you would put your firewood, that heat, then it would be like a kind of stand on the inside. So the heat here, the fire, and you would have like a bread, not the best drawing, but you'll be able to get that understanding. So all this here would be clay covering here this oven. And that would be what you call an old school dirt oven. And not too distant time ago here in Trinidad we used to use. Right? That's probably about 20 years, 30 years. Even today, some persons, some areas still have it or still use it to make bread or pastries, because using this type of oven, you know, it gives the food or the pastry a particular taste, right? Because of the natural aspect of the mud and the clay or the dirt oven itself gives it a different taste or flavor, and also the fire of the wood itself. The wood also has a very important part to play, because when it's burnt, that smoke, that residue, gets into the food or the bread or whatever, and gives it a nice particular flavor or taste. And in terms of the fire pit, as you know, as I said before, it'd be like a hole dug. You have the wood inside. You have something like a grill, and you can be able to roast this stuff here. And the breeze or the wind will be able to trouble this fire from burning. And you need to cook your stuff on top here. And you get through. So this was just like two little snippet of what we need, or some stuff that we would use. Some utensils, and we have the oven. Those are things that we would use in ancient times to be able to do our stuff in terms of cooking, etc. And those were just some basics. And as we go along, we'll be able to go through some more. We will expect to do some more utensils I started getting into some more items that are more commonly used, like in the kitchen or in the internals of a house, chair, and you will have a lot of different stuff that you get the basic principle and the understanding of the root word of where the names for these items come from. So we have here oven pit. Just go over one more time. Tana war, which is really pertaining to a fire pit, the roots. So that fire pit really turns out to be an oven. So Tana war, Tana war. Wa and Ra is war because of the connector. So the bowl, which is Mazarak. Mazarak, which is a bowl, which is really pertaining to scatting. It uses a bowl to hold seeds or hold other stuff, and they will throw it out or even water. So these are just two basic items that we use. So with this, we will hold up for the class here tonight. First class of priest and officer Bariyat.
Security announcements. We are the I.S.U.P.K. out of 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commanding General YAHANNA. New rules for brothers and sisters. When a brother or a sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves of the world. After 6 months, if a brother or a sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or a sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother or sister will court each other. After this 6-month period, the brother or sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. You can find this in Numbers 18 and 21 and Malachi 3, 8 to 10. Means tenth in Hebrew and is pronounced Ma'ashara. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you, give to the Treasury Department or teacher. Priest fund. Free will offering for priests, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like to give, upcoming holy convocations.
We have the Day of Atonement.
The Day of Atonement.
26th of September.
26th of September at sundown.
The 10th day of the 7th month, and it's found in Leviticus chapter 23, verse 27 to 32.
All right. Remind Akium and Aquathium to check on social media such as ISUPK.com, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and so on for I.S.U.P.K. events and materials. If your brother wants to be a trooper in the school, then he is to start wearing all black, which includes black boots, light shirts, light pants, light headbands, or scarf. And with that, we say, I imagine. Let's give the teacher one courtesy salute. I imagine Shabbat. I imagine Barak. Yahweh Hashem Yoshai Rakata.
Yahweh Hashem Yoshai Rakata.
Ajimata. Let's give the sisters online one courtesy salute. I imagine Shabbat. I imagine Barak. Yahweh Shema Latan Ba'asham Yahushai. Ajimata. Class dismissed.